This video, we're gonna be speaking about a shooter that rang the doorbell at a recording studio and killed the man that opened the door. When it comes to New York,
they out there acting up like that. Somebody call the police. FBI, open up! On my dead man's, I've never seen nobody
at a recording studio
Look at this.
and killed the man that opened the door.
I've never seen nobody walking around with an AR. He got an AK-47 walking around New York.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Not Texas, Florida, Alabama, none of that, folks. He in New York. That's the strictest gun laws in the country. He in New York walking around with an AK.
It's usually Brooklyn or the Bronx making headlines, highlighting the violence within the ghettos of the concrete jungle.
Oh yeah, you know what?
But this story is coming out of Staten Island.
Really?
The city's third largest borough, and in 2019, New York's safest. But just days ago, police would announce a manhunt for two masked men, one of which was seen on camera armed with an assault rifle, taking the life of a 23-year-old at a recording studio. January 16, 2022, at approximately 7:48 p.m., two masked men can be seen crossing Van Duzer Street before one man reappears on the doorbell camera of the recording studio. Armed with what looks like an AR-15, a gun that New York has classified an assault weapon and banned within New York City. The masked man is seen ringing the doorbell, then adjusting his mask that failed to cover his face tattoos as he stands waiting for someone to answer.
He going to jail. He got face tattoos, he going to jail.
As the door starts to open, he can be seen kicking it in with the rifle aimed high as the second man, who was off camera, reappears with a two-tone handgun, not making it past the front door as a struggle can be heard before gunshots are fired and the two men turn to make an escape. Police arrived at 937 Van Duzer Street in response to a 911 call for a man shot. Officers found 23-year-old Jahaid Chansey suffering multiple gunshots to his back. EMS transported him to the Staten Island University Hospital roughly 13 minutes away. His mother was contacted, arriving at the hospital met by Jahaid's twin brother and told by hospital staff that Jahaid was conscious.
He was good.
It was only an hour later she got the devastating news. Jahaid's bloody hand can be seen holding his mother's after he was pronounced dead.
Hold on, y'all, because y'all know I love putting y'all on to that easy money. CashKick.com is a free to use cash rewards marketplace that helps you save and grow your money. This is some of the simplest and easiest ways to make money right now. All you have to do is play mobile games on your phone and you can earn up to $500 per deal. Now remember, I said CashKick.com is free to use, so they will never ever ask you to send them any type of money. Signing up is super easy. All you need is an email and a password. Once you sign up, all you have to do is download your first offer and start making money. Now your offers and reward amounts can change at any time. So that means you can download a game on your phone, play it for long enough, make $500 on one day, and the next day you can download a whole nother game, play it for long enough, make $300. Next day, same thing. This is some of the easiest money I can tell you about right now. And again, you can earn up to $500 per deal. So this is what I need you to do. Go to CashKick.com, make you an account, activate your account. Make sure you turn on allow tracking on your phone so that the app can actually track how much you're playing the game and earn you some of the easiest money you can make. Y'all can't say I ain't never did nothing for you. Skate.
I didn't even know it was going down in Staten Island. I thought Staten Island was like, I thought that was like I thought that was like, not the suburbs, but I thought that was like the good part of New York, folks. I ain't never been in New York. I don't know, but
Jahaid had lived in the Stapleton projects since he was one, less than a mile away from the shooting location.
Oh, so it's projects in Staten Island, so it's hoods out there.
And his mother described him as a mama's boy that always wanted to be his own boss, telling her, "We've been in the projects too long. Once we make it big, we're out." Friends who were present at the studio during the shooting described how they tried to stop the shooters. As Jahaid opened the door, the men tried to rush in, but Jahaid was holding the door against the weight of the intruder, unaware he was armed with a rifle. His mother, an employee of Safe Horizons, a victims agency, spoke on how she spent her career helping clients through some of the most devastating times of their lives.
Now she need help.
And now she was a victim of a horrific event.
That's crazy.
Friends and family all describe.
They don't even look gangster though. Like at all, gang. They look like some skateboarding, backpack wearing. Look, this nigga got the Tasmanian devil on his shirt. Look at his shirt. They don't look like no type of gangster. So I'm wondering, was they trying to rob the studio and bro just wasn't trying to let him in, so they end up unaliving him and they got up out of there? Was they looking for him and they came there to do that to him? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But this group of friends right here, and this is the person that lost their life. And I don't know if this is twin over there all the way on the far left, because they kind of look alike. But this group of people right here, they don't look like no gangsters. They don't look like no threats, no thugs. This nigga got on a pink shirt. He got on a crossbody bag. They all throwing up peace signs, not, you know what I'm saying? Not gang signs. They pants ain't sagging. Folks got on I'm sorry, gang. This don't look like the gangster. So I'm trying to figure out why they did that to bro.
Jaheed the same way. A kind-hearted individual that was goal-driven and positive in every aspect. His violent death so undeserved, leaving everyone asking why.
Right.
The young entrepreneur co-owned Demon Low Studios, which only opened back in August of 2020, working with local talent within the city such as Brogard, Bellagio, and Snoop, who is said to be one of Jaheed's close friends, had just landed a distribution deal this month.
Damn.
At this time, no arrests have been made and a motive is unknown. But the manhunt for the two shooters continues.
I think they was trying to rob him. I think they was trying to rob the studio or something, and it just went bad. I don't know. Cause this don't look. I'm sorry, bro. You're not finna tell me that this nigga right here had ops. I'm just not finna believe that.
Deal this month. At this time, no arrests have been made and a motive is unknown.
Damn,
but the manhunt for the two shooters continues.
That's crazy though.
Now this to me, somebody that's looking at it from a criminal standpoint, this seems like
talk to us,
a
Jake.
fuck up. This seems like an accident. This seems like something that went wrong.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I can't imagine that this was a hit, that they were specifically trying to kill him. They wanted to get inside.
For some reason.
If it was him that they wanted, they wouldn't have even needed to necessarily walk in.
It wouldn't have been no struggle. Like I ain't make that observation, but Jake right. It wouldn't have been no struggle. It would have just been, oh, that's you. Bop, bop, bop. Get up out of there. They was trying to get in that studio for some reason. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't letting them in there. They didn't even have to blow him down like that, but they panicked. Because that's what happens when you got goofies with guns that probably ain't never robbed nobody before and all that. They panic. And they got the gun in their hand. They finger on the trigger. They just start blinking. They don't know. They think they in a 007 movie or something. Like, I don't know. So they was trying to get in that studio for something. Now, I don't know why they didn't just, you know, if you trying to get in that bad, pop them in the ankle, pistol whip him or something. But why you got to unalive this man for no reason like that, gang? Like, come on.
They could have just opened fire the second they saw him.
Right.
And a 5.56 bullet, the bullet that's coming out of an AR-15, it would have went through that door perfectly
easily
fine.
Yeah.
So shutting the door wouldn't have stopped anything.
Wouldn't have stopped them, yeah.
It sounded like it was either a robbery.
That's what I think.
Or there was someone else inside of the studio that they were trying to do something kill.
Too. Yeah.
For the second narrative, that can be what is so dangerous
about studios.
Not only about the music industry, specifically with hip-hop rappers, but being associated with people that are indulging in a lifestyle in which you don't.
Yep.
As we can see through this kid's social media, he wasn't a gangster. He wasn't a street type. He wasn't projecting to be a bad person, a criminal, a gangbanger, etc. He seemed like a normal kid.
Right.
He was from the hood. Right. But he was making a way and he was doing it legally and he was doing it by the book. And I was trying.
Yeah, hell
to be a co-owner at 23 of a recording studio, that's an amazing accomplishment, especially for somebody that's coming from
in
the
New York too. Right.
So it leads me to think that it could have been a rapper that was inside of the studio that was trying to get a target. And whether it was a targeted hit or they just wanted to rob the rapper or even rob the studio, it's way too damn messy. Now, I'm sure that the actual shooter who had on a mask, and you can clearly see he's got tattoos all over his face.
They gonna find him.
He was unaware that the camera was inside of the doorbell. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just my opinion based on how he was moving.
Yeah.
The other guy, the second guy, he was off camera. He was further away. But then again, he was still at an angle where the door opens. He can see where the door is opening from. If he was on
Right.
the other side of the door, it would have been a little bit pointless.
Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. One thing I do take away from this video, and I'm going to let everybody know, public service announcement, shorty. Y'all see me somewhere? All you need is a gun. I'm hands going up. I'm not finna be tussling doing all that. No sir ski. Take the watch, chain, all that for computers. Have that shit. We got insurance. Just don't pop me, please. Okay? Hey, listen. Look, I'm trying to live to tomorrow. Do not pop me. Do your homework on not popping. On phone now. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, gang. If they would have came at that door right there, like that, I'm not pushing no door back. I just do that big ass AR-15 right. I lost already, gang. Like, I don't have no leverage in this situation. It's no point for me to try to fight with my fist, and you got blicks. So it's just not smart for me, you know? But that was his. I'm not blaming him or nothing like that or trying to talk shit or nothing. I'm just saying I think that was his initial reaction. Like, oh, this is my studio. Like, back up. Like, oh, wait, close the door. You feel me? And I don't think 2 and 2 really went together in his head for him to understand, like, folk, they got guns, gang. Like,
But the fact
you know what I'm
that the main guy with the AR-15, who I'm assuming was the shooter,
Yeah, I
if
think-
not both of them fired their weapons.
Probably both.
I believe he's going to be caught, and he's going to be caught quick because he's too identifiable. And I'm sure that police most likely already know
got a
who
mugshot,
he is.
yeah.
They just haven't put it out there. They're doing their best to track and find out where he's at. Because if he has any type of criminal record, those tattoos are already going to be on file.
For sure.
It's going to be very easy for them to pull
put
up
two
who
and two
this
together.
person is. And at that point, they just need to find him. For the second person, you can't tell who that is.
You don't know
and
who
there's
that
not
is.
really going to be anything there for them to tell by unless a fingerprint was left on a shell casing
Or something like that.
of that nature, or unless the first guy tells on the second guy. But I'm going with this wasn't a targeted hit. This was something that
I don't think so either, but regardless, though, rest in peace to bro, because that sucks, folks. But I don't think it was no targeted hit.